What's up, C-Pop Universe? What's up, Culture Vultures? Today is the day we all been waiting for. We've been talking about this. What's so funny?
Why we've been live for 10 minutes? Why are you doing a countdown?
Because it's a YouTube video every time.
I love it.
Every time. How do you not understand this yet? And we're keeping it. I want
Good
you people to
time.
know.
We
my
are.
plight.
Let's keep it.
This is what, since we started this podcast, we've been waiting for this.
Yes.
The day that we're going to actually sit down and talk about the next. We always call it the console wars. I kind of think Xbox checked out of it. But Xbox versus PS5, what are we doing about it?
Wait, did you just say Xbox checked out of the console wars?
Yes.
Did you just not read the news today?
That's not a
Hello?
console. That's a Game Pass thing.
That's a game changer. That's what that is.
True. Culture
Game
burn.
Whatever.
changer.
Who wants to run down what we found out? We've got the prices.
Sony's
we got
the
the release
best.
dates.
That's what
Gash,
we
you
found
wanna
out.
hit that?
Sony. We found out Sony's the best. That's what we found out. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Who wants to hit the price and do the release dates, and then let's talk.
Do it.
Do it.
Well, the price we've heard now. What's so funny?
I said,
asked somebody
who wants to do it, and they're like, do it. Like,
Yeah.
welcome to the podcast.
I chimed in. I was gonna do
I know,
it.
you're the only one. That's why you're
I'm
the
a professional. I'm a
Good.
professional. I'm
Yes.
trying to put stuff up here. So prices for both systems, if you want the disc reader involved with it. So that's the top tier PS5 and the Xbox Series X, excuse me. Both systems are going to be $499. The difference comes when you get rid of the disc drive. Sony has said that the PlayStation 5 without a disc drive is going to be $399. So that's $100 difference between that and the disc system. Xbox, their Series S, which won't have a disc drive, is only going to be $299. So it is $100 difference. What do you guys think about that?
All right, so I did a lot of research on this because I want to know why the Xbox Series S, I hate Xbox when they name shit, is $200 cheaper and the PlayStation wasn't.
PlayStation.
So the actual PS5 digital is every bit as powerful as the PS5 disc with the disc.
Cool.
The difference is, of course, you're not going to have the Blu-ray player, and you're not
Right.
going to get physical disc. That's it. That's the only difference.
That's why it's called
The most obvious
discless.
thing in the world. I couldn't think of it. But the Xbox Series S is a weaker version of the
Yes.
Xbox Series X, and that's what the $200 difference is. It's only going up to 14 and some change on the resolution, and I feel like that's a problem for Xbox.
Yes.
Well, is it a problem though? I'll be honest. Like before this, we've talked before. I am a Sony guy. Like historically, I have been a Sony guy. But the $200 to $100 difference might make me get a PS5 with the disc drive and the Xbox S without the drive. Like that may have convinced me to buy both. I wouldn't have otherwise.
I think we got to consider grandmas in the equation because they're always going to get like the cheaper thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like that's what I always got. My first Xbox 360 had 4 gigabytes of storage, and it was like $100 or something like that. So I feel like, well, people who have less money than others, they're gonna aim for that.
So this might be a pro for Xbox though, because you can get in on the next generation for $299. That's very attractive.
huge.
The reason I brought up
Absolutely.
it might be a con is, are they going to make games to the lowest common denominator? And does that mean, you know what I mean?
All of their games are going to basically be built for the S as
Yes.
opposed to the higher system.
Yeah, that's my concern with that. Not saying that's going to happen, but that's definitely a possibility, right?
Right.
Well, I know on PC there's different like quality levels. You can have like the best quality settings, or you can scrub it all the way down to the lowest for better performance.
Ooh, that's a good
Is
choice
that
too.
similar for
Yeah.
the consoles? Because they're basically like computers now, right?
Yeah, I think
Right.
they're pretty close to that now. Well, GameStop's got to be shitting their pants. With these digital versions coming out?
Oh, heck yeah.
For cheaper.
Yeah,
Right.
that might be the case. I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes.
I think GameStop is already crapping their pants though, by the way. They are closing another 300 stores, but
Yeah, there's no way they make it through this generation.
So a kind of a side question to that, but it also brings up another point. PlayStation 4 has said that their systems are going to be backwards compatible. So
The top 100 games.
the what?
The top 100 games will be compatible,
Right.
backwards compatible at the start.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're getting the non-disc copy, are they going to give you the download
way.
code to be
No.
able to? I know that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I know the answer to
Good
it,
point.
but that's going to be the difference for me to buy the system with the disc drive.
Yeah.
I'm at the point where I'm so close to going all digital. I know I've said on this podcast I don't want to do it, but now I'm like, I'm fat and lazy. I kind of like not moving. I can just switch from one game to another game to another game, and I'm digging it. Now the con is what Gash just said. We have a pretty good library of games
Right.
that I'm not going to have access to unless I keep my PS4 and put it on another TV,
And what's nice with our
which I might do.
with our family dynamic, if we buy a game when it first comes out, Andrew's interested in it but doesn't necessarily want to go buy that game right away. Like after we're done playing it, we give it to you. You can't do that with the digital.
So basically, what we've proven on the show is Andrew's a mooch. Okay, good job.
Yes.
As with all
I
children.
admit it.
Hashtag thrifty gaming guru.
Yes.
I do what I can.
Right.
Can't trade them in either. Can't trade that digital
Can't trade
copy
'em
in if you don't like
Right.
it. Here it comes.
Right. And that's my point is not only backwards compatibility, but you're going to find people on eBay or these other sites that are just, okay, I've played it now. Can I get $10 for it? And I'll buy it for $10 and play it on my system because I have a disc drive.
I don't know what I'm going to do. 'Cause
That's
I could,
I get your point, Brandon. It is a lot more convenient just to download and have everything right there and you're done and you don't have to switch games and blah, 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 blah. But you're going to have to delete and re-download and delete
True.
and re-download because the system's only going to be able to hold so much memory.
825. You definitely have to buy SSID cards for this. There's no doubt. I guess what I'm probably going to do is, and I'm still figuring this out, buy the PS5 disc and the Xbox 299 version, and just maybe buy games digitally, and then still have access to my back library.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
The other part of this is Game Pass versus PlayStation Now, which I mean you've brought it up, and I think we've talked about it in the past, but we've said that Xbox's biggest sale, like everything that they're pushing, is Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
they just keep pushing everything Game Pass. Well, if you have Game Pass, that opens up a library, doesn't it? Like
It does.
especially with digital, it opens up a library. And PlayStation Now, which might not be quite as good, but I mean it's got a pretty big catalog to it. They're doing the same thing, and then you'll have a catalog when the system starts.
Let me give you a big pro of Xbox. If you buy that digital version and you finance it, because you can finance the Xbox both series,
$25 for the low one.
you can get into Game Pass and Next Generation for like $50
Yep.
for the first. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's a subscription, but in a loan. But that quick, you can be in the Next Generation.
Well, there's one thing that I like to think of, and that's if you have the highest tier of Game Pass, you also get those games on PC,
Yeah, the Ultimate. Got Game
which
Pass
is
Ultimate.
like a huge deal for, well, me. I like playing on my PC too, and just thinking that I could play on my PC or my Xbox, that's pretty nice.
I actually think I just lied too. I think the Game Pass Ultimate is included if you finance it. I think it's already included. So you can get in on Next Generation for like $25, $35.
That's insane.
And you get the Game Pass that works for your PC. That's a great deal. Microsoft has the best deal on video games, no doubt.
They don't make money off of traditional means anymore. They want you on their live service so that you can buy all their skins and keep giving them money
Yep.
for an extended
Oh,
period of
heck
time.
yeah.
Yeah, they want subs.
Well, that's why they're all going to go to discless in the end of this anyway. Everything's going to be digital eventually because they can just keep making you buy stuff through their digital system.
Yeah, this is definitely last generation with disc drives, no doubt, no doubt.
Probably.
No doubt. PS Plus subs will have they're gonna have access to a bunch of the PS games that are very popular. Still not as good as Game Pass though, right? I'm a Sony guy. I'm buying a
Well,
$500 Sony PS5, but man, it's nowhere near as good as Game Pass.
PlayStation Plus is more of an online service where you have access to certain things. PlayStation Now is their quote unquote Game Pass.
Well, they have a PlayStation Plus deal. Like if you
Right.
buy the PS5 and you're a PS Plus member, which we all are, I think, at this point, you're going to get access with that included, access to a lot of good games like God of War and things like that, like their top tier games.
Yeah.
From PS4,
Right.
but still nice.
Can I just say, and I'll throw this little wrench. This is breaking my heart socially. Like, I love the social experience of going to GameStop, looking through games, seeing what's new, seeing what's coming out, having those discussions. Like, that's one of our favorite, like, daytime, like, just impromptu date things. And
But you're in the minority.
And the release parties, all of those things, I mean, that we already miss, you know? I'm just like,
They're already gone,
it's
though.
kind of
But they're already gone.
heartbreaking.
It is. I mean, they're already gone.
No,
Like,
I agree
digital
with
or
you.
not.
I'm in the same boat as you, Christy. I like those things, but we're in the minority. We always talk about we still like going to theaters, and we're in the minority with that. It's the same thing with this. The people that download digital copies at midnight, they can play it right at midnight, where we're still at the store trying to get in line and make sure we have the game and can check out and all the social part of this stuff. The people that online purchase it at midnight, they can play it as soon as the game is released at midnight.
Yeah,
So
digital's
we're in the
already
minority, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's never coming back. Digital killed it. You have to go to the barcades if you want to have experiences like that.
It's these
Social.
kids, man. I feel like they don't care. They'll just buy it right
No.
off their PC or whatever.
Says the
I feel like
20-year-old.
I feel
feel
like
old,
it's
man.
still-
I don't know.
it's cyclical. I feel like your dad just said about the arcades, you
Yeah.
know? I feel like it's just cyclical. I feel like there's going to be like this in 15, 20 years. There's going to be conventions and conferences for people that want like disc consoles and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's keep moving down the list. At the end of this, though, I want everyone to say what your decision today is. It could
Okay.
change, obviously, but what are you thinking right now? What you're going to do for next gen? Launch lineups haven't been really released for both, but Xbox definitely looks weaker on that aspect. Halo Infinite getting delayed till next year, and we don't even have a date on it. I think they said first quarter, but I don't. You know, that could be bullshit. PS5 does have some good stuff coming out. You have Miles Morales right at launch. I think Demon Souls is right at launch. And there's a few others. They definitely have a more robust lineup. I think that's nice for Sony. But Xbox has now acquired 23 developers,
Including
Bethesda, which we breaking news this morning. We wake up to Bethesda being bought by Microsoft.
My worldview has changed so much.
I
Today.
know, right? In like 20 seconds, they like flip the switch. I was like,
That
oh,
means that
man.
that means the Microsoft will have more exclusives, but there are already, some Microsoft properties that are played on Sony.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not freaking out yet because Minecraft is still on Sony. And because Microsoft knows they make a lot of money off Sony's fan base, so why would they pull that?
Right.
I don't I'm worried about Fallout. You're worried about probably Elder Scrolls and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I would hope Microsoft wouldn't cut that whole fan base off, but they might because they want everyone on Game Pass.
And they've got to choose at least one of those. They've got to choose one of them. That if you don't, you're like throwing your hand. Like
It's all about marketing. What will they make more money off of? Open it up to both, or just keeping it on one?
But you've got to choose one big game to keep exclusive.
Oh,
have
sure,
to.
they will have at least one,
Yeah,
but
you've got to have one of those.
It breaks my heart. Ghostwire and Deathloop are still under contract, even though they were made by Bethesda and ZeniMax for Sony. So those two will be coming out exclusive for Sony because the contract's already done. I don't think you want to ask my opinion probably 2 years ahead of time. I don't think they are going to release these on Sony. I really don't. You know why? Because they bought 23 companies for Game Pass. Why would they give that shit away if they're trying to sell it on Game Pass?
True.
All right, let's. Oh, I'm sorry,
and they
Brandon.
came out with the cheaper system at the end of the day.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
All right, let's go to our comments.
Yes.
We have a lot of stuff going on here. Clarence, you mentioned that PlayStation exclusives are killing it, but now that we just mentioned about Bethesda, that is a big deal. That is a big deal with Xbox, so we'll see where that goes.
But he's right. PlayStation has way better games and exclusives right now, no doubt in anybody's mind.
when is Bethesda going to have exclusives for Xbox? That's my thing.
Yes.
It could be
Couple
years
years.
from now before there are exclusives on.
I believe a couple years. I don't think this still even gets through for a year.
My prediction is more people are going to buy PlayStations at first. And me personally, I might buy an Xbox later down the road because it's going to take Bethesda like 10 more years to come out with a game. So we definitely have enough time.
I don't think it might be 2-year timeline. I don't think it'll be much longer than that. working with a game studio and knowing how those guys always have pet projects going on. They're super innovative, and there's always kind of these hidden gems amongst the teams that kind of rises to the surface. And I would look for something, 2 years tops.
Clarence
That's a
also-
long time though in gaming world.
It is, but
True.
if the deal takes a year to close,
long game.
yeah,
This is a
it's
long
the
game.
long game.
Clarence also said he pre-ordered his PS5, and that's something we didn't touch on. Good for you, Clarence. Good for you.
Well,
Oh, here we go.
But
Everyone, welcome to Brandon's Jagoff Corner today. Here you go. You can have your 3 minutes, Brandon. Go ahead.
PS Showcase said you can pre-order this on Thursday, I think it was. All right, good. We're at the beach. We have a couple day. We can pre-order this. And then freaking Walmart said, no, I'll just do what I want. And they put the pre-order out. And then everyone else followed suit. And all the damn things were pre-ordered before we even knew they were up for sale.
Oh, it was
Why'd
awful.
they lie?
All the
president-
bobbleheads are bobbing, by the way, because you're hitting the table.
The president of Sony, I have the interview. I saw. I wish I knew how to put it up here. He was like, well, you will have plenty of time to pre-order. Don't worry about it. Literally the next day, it was a lie.
It was a lie. Come on.
I
Well-
actually don't think he lied. I think Walmart jumped the gun and then.
I was
well,
just
Sony
getting ready
needs
to say
to
that.
get these people in check, sir.
And
So
here's the question:
pissed.
Are there going to be enough systems for all the pre-orders that they sold?
I don't think, even though they said
I don't think so.
they made more PS5s than they're going to launch with more PS5s than they did PS4s. But I think the demand's way
Well,
higher
that's
now.
not difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. The demand's way
I would
higher
hope
now
so.
because they were losing that war when they started.
Yeah.
So, all right, what else?
I think Zach Donato came up with a good one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just don't want to wait too long. He said,
About the exclusives?
I lost it. Hold on. Forgive me. For I have sinned. I don't see
Great
it.
live content, Andrew. Way to go.
All right. Basically, why is the disc drive worth $200 more
Oh, yeah,
for the
yeah.
PS5?
It's not just the disc drive. The resolution's way down
Xbox.
for the Xbox because that's the one that's $200 down.
Yeah.
The resolution's only 14 instead of 8. And
Right.
I'm
Instead of
imagining that's
8K.
something to do with it. Also, Xbox took a huge loss on their consoles this year. They're taking
Yeah.
a huge loss for two reasons: Game Pass. They want to make it up with Game Pass.
Yeah.
2, in a couple years, these parts for these systems are going to be way cheaper, and they'll make it up on the back end. And they have the money to be able to weather that storm. That's a good question.
Well,
because that's
games,
my first
games
question.
with digital sales are how they're going to weather the storm.
Yeah.
8K. That's a lot. That's a lot of K.
Because everybody's TV has 8K, right? Your guys' TVs are 8K,
Totally.
right?
They will be when we get these consoles.
Nah, but hey,
And you're going to spend another $3,000 on a television.
I actually
Yeah.
appreciate they future-proof these because I
Yes.
get tired
Yeah.
of buying a system and then the new TV comes out and then they make a new system for that TV and I'm screwed because I already bought the
agree.
system. I'll buy it again. Any more comments?
Yeah. Hey, C-Pop Universe is on fire tonight.
Good.
Good.
Nice. Guys, we love this. Keep your comments coming. What else?
I think they're just
Fire!
We're on fire. I can't find a comment.
anything.
I think they're just so excited about Brandon's new Jagoff corner. I think that's why they're commenting so much.
Joe Klein said, are they pre-ordering at Hills?
Damn.
Oh, Andrew probably doesn't even know what Hills is.
I love hills.
I think he
Hills,
also
we wouldn't
mentioned
have
early.
valleys. Yeah, I don't know.
I got you.
It's on layaway.
I think they
too.
also.
You got a mouth chuckle out of me on that one.
I think he also mentioned that Sega Dreamcast is what he's looking forward to purchasing. But
Guys, let us know too in the comments. What are you doing? You PS5, $500? You PS5, $400? What are you going? Are you Sony or
Yeah,
Xbox?
where are you at? Or are you none?
I guess the important question is, will Apex be on both? That's the
Yes.
important question because
No
I
doubt.
can't buy a system if I can't play Apex on it.
Fortnite has been announced to be on both, and I'm going to imagine Apex ain't far behind.
I figured it would. I was making a joke,
All right.
but
You also get EA access with Xbox, by the way. When you buy the new Xbox, you get EA access and Game Pass.
Wow.
Dang.
They're
Yeah.
really
They're just coming out swinging.
they're coming out
I like
swinging.
this. It's about time Xbox did some shit
Yeah.
to make me think about wanting to buy its stuff.
That's what I mean, though. You said they exited the console wars. No, they were holding their cards a little bit.
They're
I
in the-
feel like they were holding their cards.
I feel like they're in the Game Pass game.
yeah.
They're definitely in the long game, but they still have some things up their sleeve.
They don't care if they sell 100 consoles. I mean, they're not going to sell as many consoles as PS5.
No.
That's not going to happen. But they don't care. You know why? Andrew has a computer.
Yes.
He's going to buy that Game Pass Ultimate, use it on his computer, and then get a Sony. Everybody wins. That's what's going to happen to a lot of people. Because why would you buy an Xbox if you have a really good gaming computer already?
True.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need it. There would be no reason to do that.
That's a good point.
Physical copies for cheaper.
I don't think people.
That's the
on
reason
PC
why, but it's not
PC
gonna
has
last
gotten
that
rid
much
of it like that stuff a long time ago. They're
longer.
all
No.
digital.
Yeah. PC, yes. I'm talking about the Xbox.
Those guys are used to it though. Why are they going to buy an Xbox?
Yeah.
They're going to
That's a
buy
good point.
But they are going to get the Game Pass. Okay.
So Zach also says the exclusives are just 10 times better on the PlayStation. I'd rather play a good game that's expensive than a bunch of crappy games on Game Pass.
Definitely.
I can't argue with that.
Burn.
Spider-Man. I'll say the word Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
God of War,
Spider-Man.
which they announced a new God of War already. They just got the one out and they got another one coming.
Probably not going to be great because they're speeding that through, but at least it's a God of War game.
But you know what? They probably just flipped some assets, added some new stuff. But that game was
Sure.
so amazing. Go for it. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people
Yep.
would like more of the same. Or
Hey,
similar.
Clarence, good question. Good question. What is Nintendo doing for next gen, guys?
They
Nintendo.
are. They just did announce that their new system will be out before the year 2100. They literally put that out there.
Is that the Switch
Just throwing it out there.
upgrade? Or is that the next generation?
Obviously, it was a plaplaceholder, but they put it out there.
For
2100. I'm curious.
2100 hours?
I don't know what they're doing, but they are working on a new system, by the way, and they're supposed to get an announcement of that pretty soon. I expect first quarter next year. Not that they'll come out that we'll know with more information.
I think.
they're going to
But
wait. till
Nintendo-
this goes.
But
Yeah.
Nintendo is totally different. They're
They're-
their own.
Yeah.
They're their own space. They're not trying to keep up with this. They're trying to get the niche customer that does gaming a certain way.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you. They're in a league of their own. They have their own style. They have their own marketing, and they don't need to throw in with these guys. They just don't need to.
They're smart because they play that card, and then they get the games from both sides over on theirs. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
heck yeah.
But I do think Nintendo would be smart to follow the lead of these next gen systems and have more online capabilities and the ability to get old games on the Switch,
Yeah,
whatever the next system is going to be.
Yep. I agree
Why
with
wouldn't you want to play Mario Brothers for Nintendo on whatever the next gen console is for
Well,
them?
you can
You
do
know what
that
I mean?
on the Switch now. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think they started.
But
I think
cut
they
out a lot
I
of
think they
games.
should open up more though. Is my point.
Yeah, they definitely can.
They used to have the Nintendo shop on the Wii.
Yeah.
And you could just buy whatever game you wanted.
Yep. Any game you want. I don't know why that never happened to the Switch, but whatever.
Whatever.
All right. So, I think that's all the information that we have. Where are we at? Let's all go through and just say, kind of explain, what are you going to do and explain why.
Okay. I guess it's my turn.
Well, you
right.
talked.
My
Not it.
opinion was pretty set before we started talking on this show, and now it's switched again. I'm going to get the PS5. I'm going to fight the discless, whatever you want to call it. I want discs. I like physical media. As much as I don't like getting up and putting my game, like switching my games out, I still like the experience of going to the store and getting it, like going to the midnight releases and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be limited to just having to buy it through their ecosystem, like through their stores.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get the PS5, normal, and then like what you said about the PC changed my mind about the Xbox. I was gonna get the Xbox, but now I might just wait and get the Game Pass and get everything on the PC instead of playing it on the
Yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
If you have a PC that can play them, save yourself the money.
I can just buy a controller if I really wanted to.
I would
still play it.
Yep.
I don't mind mouse and keyboard though.
Oh, really?
I like it.
Ugh.
I especially like it, for like shooters and stuff.
Yeah. I guess I do play a lot of Flash games that use mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
What about you, Warden?
So
You'll get what I let you get.
yeah, you wish.
Oh my god.
I think that I will end up with both eventually. PS5 first. That's going to be my main target. And then
Which one?
it'll definitely be the disc version.
Really?
Yeah, and this is why. Because even if I buy digital copies, I like the option of watching Blu-rays. Like, I don't want to buy a Blu-ray player.
You have 30.
And have, like, 6 different things hooked up to my computer. I mean, up to my television.
We have a ton of Blu-ray players, though.
No, we don't. We have one.
PS4.
We have 2 regular Blu-ray players, 2 PS4s, and an Xbox.
Yeah.
Actually, Xbox is it Blu-ray? I don't think it is.
I don't think.
Are we? I don't plan on keeping all of these consoles hooked up to my television. I'm not going to keep my PlayStation 4 and.
Apparently, your husband disagrees.
What
But
are you doing?
All right, we'll talk about this later.
Well, I have my own television in my own office with my own consoles, so.
You're gonna want an 8K or a 4K TV too.
Yeah.
All right, keep going. I'm sorry. We're getting off on tangent.
All right, so PlayStation 5 first, and then the discless Xbox eventually.
All right.
Maybe early next year.
What about? Well, Scott, you already kind of said that's what you were doing, right? Same thing.
yeah, definitely PS5. I mean, one thing that we didn't talk about. I mean, I'm not buying it specifically for this, but if this is the last generation of having a disc system, I want something with a disc system. So I'll buy the PlayStation with the disc drive, and then maybe eventually the Series S for Xbox. Eventually, it's not something I'm going to rush to, but if it's something I see the need for it there, and if Game Pass keeps getting better, because it's, I mean, like that is their proper. I mean, that's what they're going to make money off of. If it's steep, if it keeps increasing, then that's what I'll do eventually. But the PS5 is with the disc is the only thing I'll buy right away.
Are we unanimous? I still don't know what I want to do with the PS5 because if I get the $400 version, because I'm lazy, I can keep my PS4 hooked up onto the TV it is now because we're buying a new TV too, and just put the TV side by side. And I want PS4 over here. I want PS5. I'm over here.
That's extra.
That's extra. That's first world problems right there.
I'm leaning towards digital right now just because I want to save the $100.
Boo.
And I'm lazy. I'm definitely.
And it's a fight you're gonna lose though. In the end, you're gonna lose that fight, Andrew.
If we all stand together,
it ain't gonna
we can make it
happen.
last.
It ain't gonna happen.
Why am I the fat one, but I'm the only one that doesn't mind switching discs? You guys are like, oh, I don't want to switch the disc. Oh, God, it's so much work.
It's a lot of work. Especially
You're
when
sitting
drunk.
in a couch
Yeah.
right across from the damn thing.
I drink a lot when I play, though.
I refuse to buy discless. No way.
I will buy discless, definitely, though, Xbox, because I don't play a lot of Xbox, but I do love the Game Pass. I do use it when I want something new and try out new stuff. And I don't like to play on my PC at all, so I need something for that. So I'll probably get this $300 one next year, maybe at some point. PS5, if I can get a pre-order in, I'll get this year.
So I had one more point.
Good.
Anything I can get on the Xbox, if I can just buy it on the PC, I'm all right with that because I'm always going to have like my laptop with me. So I can always play like any of my games, whoever I want.
Yeah.
Like I could just set it up right on my lap. Got my controller and everything.
I just can't get into PC gaming. I know a lot of people love it. I'm not knocking it. It's just not for me because I like the big screen. I like to sit in my chair. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I like the controller.
You could
A large screen,
attach
imagine.
your computer to your TV and use it as a monitor. And you can still use a controller.
Yeah.
And one last thing, mods. PC
Yeah.
has way better mods.
There's mods, obviously, too. Hackers. I play a lot of online games. And some bitches, I play PC. Anybody with PC on Modern Warfare, it seems like they're hacking all the time.
That's why I still keep my PS5.
All right, so Pav Novak, thanks for joining the universe, Pav. I think he's a fan of yours, Scotty Gash.
Oh, there's the one. There he is.
Anyways,
Got one.
he says, original Xbox was the dopest. Then I went 360, PS3. The one kind of ruined Microsoft for me, so I've been PS4 and Sony for the past 2 years. I'm still split on the next gen. What do you agree with him? Do you think one ruined the Xbox One?
One was a
ruined
step
it?
back for Microsoft.
It was.
Yeah. I think all of us were 360s
Yeah.
people.
I was, yeah.
Yeah, I was a 360 guy going into that generation. I bought the Xbox One first, and then they pissed me off with the Kinect. Then they kept pissing me off with little things. They were more into, oh, you can talk to your Xbox and get to do. But I want games, and they weren't putting out the games. Sony came in and started putting out the good games, and they were real gamer centric, and they overtook them. Yeah, Microsoft Xbox One was definitely a step backwards.
Definitely.
Ooh, here's another good question. Zach Donata says, who do you think won each of the generation's console wars?
You just want to start with the original Xbox? Since
Yeah, because Nintendo won
basically
everything before
dominated.
that.
Do it.
Well, I think the PS2 beat the original Xbox.
It did.
Agreed.
360, I believe,
Then-
destroyed the PS3, partly because they priced that damn thing so astronomical.
Right.
$600.
Yep.
But I thought the 360 was a better game. Even with the Red Ring of Death and stuff, I thought it was a better system all around. I played it till it died.
Mm-hmm.
And then last, I
With the
think-
4?
Yeah, 4. PS4.
Definitely.
All day. And I predict
So
PS5.
1, 2, 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 4.
I predict they're
3
gonna
is the
split
only one
this.
that they lost.
I think they're going to split this, though. I think PS5 is going to start out hot, and they're going to be winning the shit out of this, and then Microsoft is going to start dropping all these games from these developers and start taking it over.
I think PlayStation is going to sell more consoles, but Microsoft might make more money because they have the Game Pass. So they're making money on the PC front and the console front.
It's true.
All right,
I
and
think everybody wins here, right? If you're an Xbox fan or you're a Sony fan, all this is amazing sounding, right?
well, that's what the console wars is all about.
Yeah, everybody
I mean,
wins.
the fans come out on top, really.
Yeah.
Last question from our universe. Clarence wants to know, what are you guys doing with your PS4s?
I'm keeping mine, actually.
I'm going to keep mine too.
I have trouble letting go of stuff.
I don't know.
I'll probably sell mine.
Nice. I kind of like collecting gaming stuff,
Yeah.
so I'm just going to keep mine.
Gash, what are you going to do?
Probably give it to my nephew. My brother and sister aren't big on the gaming, but Camden has my PlayStation 3 right now, or they had a PlayStation 3, excuse me. So they're not going to spend the money for him to upgrade. So I'll probably hand down the 4 to him. Speaking of family, Camden's birthday is this week, so shout out, buddy. Happy birthday, Camden. Happy birthday to my nephew, Nolan, and happy birthday to my cousin, Raiden, while everybody's watching. Raiden has been a contributor to the podcast. He's the one that watched the animated, what was that movie that we watched, the animated not too long ago that I said I had the kids watch for us?
The superhero baby thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he technically has contributed to the podcast. So
Happy
anyway.
birthday, guys.
Well, thank you for all your contributions.
Yeah.
What else you got? We need help.
All right, guys. Well,
I should have had him watch this Jurassic Park thing that we're getting ready to talk about on our next podcast.
I know.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up and get into that podcast that we're going to talk about. So, guys, if you haven't yet, subscribe or go to our iTunes, go to CastBox, go to Spotify, find Culture Pop. We're going to start making it a little easier to find for you because there's a lot of pop culture stuff on there at C Pop Universe, the letter C, P-O-P Universe. Same as our social media. Go there so you can listen to our podcast. We're going to talk about all kind of stuff.
Yep.
We're going to go deep. There's a lot of news this week. We got Henry Cavill.
Lots.
We got Harry Potter RPG. We got the alpha of Call of Duty, Black
Yes.
Ops. We have a whole list of stuff. It's going to be a long show, but it's going to be a good show. And then we're reviewing. What are we reviewing?
Jurassic Park,
the new one, the
Devil
animated on
Devil
Netflix.
All Day.
Devil All Day with Tom Holland, Pattinson, Winter Soldier's in it, and The Social Dilemma, which wait till you hear what we have to say about
I
that.
feel like everyone should watch that.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Spoiler.
Retro review this Saturday. We're doing the 1989 Batman. 89, right? Michael Keaton's Batman.
Yes.
So go over to iTunes, Spotify, CastBox, Google Play, wherever. We're there. Promise you. Culture Pop. Red and white logo. Not that little imposter with the yellow and black.
Those are fighting words.
Red and white.
C-Pop Universe. Search that.
Yes. And we're going to be dropping that Wednesday. So, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining us, live crew. We enjoy having you every week. And we'll see you guys next week, 7 o'clock.
Awesome. Join the universe.